What's up? What's happening? Welcome to another edition of the Short Porch presented by Barstool Sports. I am your host, Hubs, on the other side of the laptop in the Barstool office. Tommy Smokes, Tom Scabelli, Noah on the ones and twos. Mush not on this one, can't join us. But let's get into it right away. Nestor Cortes Jr. just keeps doing it. There are no adjectives anymore left to describe him. He's magnificent. He's stupendous. He's spectacular. He was damn near perfect today. He wasn't all the way perfect, but my God, this guy, I think, what's the craziest part of it all? It's the second time ever that he's pitched into the seventh inning. Just like
second time ever?
Yeah, ever.
Makes sense.
That's crazy.
Makes sense. Well, wasn't the other time against Cleveland not too long ago, or is it last year?
I think they said it was last year.
Oh, maybe only went 6 against Cleveland. Yeah, I mean, look, I was saying this from last season. I was like, I want Nestor to have this ability to go along in the game. Like, I want him stretched out. Like the 4 2/3, 1 run, 2 run starts were very nice. But the fact that we're now getting stretched out Nestor, Nestor Cortes, imagine telling us 3 years ago, right? That was 2019 when we were, I feel like there was specifically a twin series in Minnesota where we were like, look at how funny this guy pitches, right? And he was doing all the things, like whatever. He's coming out long relief, pitching 2 innings. Imagine being told that one day that man is going to have a no-hitter through 7 innings and put up 11 strikeouts, shutout baseball against the Texas Rangers. Like, you'd be like, what? No, like, it is incredible what Nestor Cortes has become.
Yeah, I want to clarify what I said. It's the second time he's pitched through 7 innings. So the Cleveland start, he did pitch into the 7th. He got an out. Last year, he threw 7 innings against the Twins. So that's the first. This is the second time he's eclipsed 7 innings. So, the stat line's absurd. And it's good, too. Honestly, I was a little worried about Nestor after last start. And by a little worried, very slightly worried. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm talking like a 2. Just because didn't look like himself. Control really wasn't there too much. Wasn't his old self. Didn't go deep in the game. Pitch count was abnormally high for him. It came against Toronto, the 4 innings, whatever. I think he threw, let's see how many pitches he threw. 83 pitches through 4. That's just not him. The start before that, they hit him a ton too. The Royals, they had 8 hits on him. So it was 2 bad starts, 2 not Nestor starts in a row compared to what we saw, obviously, to start the year and last year. Today was just a complete opposite. 7 innings, 1 hit. He had a few walks in there, 11 strikeouts. His cutter was incredible. Boone kind of talked about it after the game, how they could tell right away. I think he compared it to he compared Nestor today to Steve Carlton. Nestor was fantastic. God damn, he doesn't get the win though. Of course. But Clay Holmes does.
Wait, oh my God, I didn't even realize. That's 2 in 2 days.
He has 4 wins, which is
does he lead the team in wins?
Starting pitcher.
He leads the team in wins, right? He's got it.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna lead the AL in wins.
He's 1 win behind the Cincinnati Reds.
That's absurd.
That's a max. I don't want to steal that.
I'll give you credit. That was a good pick.
It's so weird. If it's not going to be Cole, it's going to be a relief pitcher. It just always works out that way somehow. Relief pitchers just rack up. And Clay Holmes is a guy that Boone has no problem using.
I have Jordan Montgomery, I think. That poor guy. Just talk about guys that can't get run support.
Does he have 1?
I think he has 1.
Okay. Clay Holmes is the win stealer. He's great, but you can't really say much more about Nestor. He just had the Rangers.
No, he has none. Jordan Montgomery has 0 wins. That's
0.
absurd.
Oh,
and I think every single one of his starts has been good. Let's look at Jordan Montgomery's game log. So the 10th. All right, first start was bad against Boston, 3 1/3, 3 runs. But since
you're sure this is not spring training, right?
Yes, I'm sure. Since then, 5 shutout innings against Baltimore, 5 2/3, 2 runs against Baltimore, 6 innings, 1 run against Detroit, 5 innings, 2 runs against Toronto, 6 innings, 2 runs against Texas. Those are just great starts after great start. He doesn't have a single win to show.
The game's really stupid. It's what it comes down to. You don't get rewarded sometimes for just pitching great. Granted, Nestor's ERA on the year now, you'll like this, 1.41. That's just very pretty. It's a really good ERA. The whole staff, man. The whole staff is great. The whole rotation, everyone. What?
The pitching is absurdly good.
It's crazy. Cole's been awesome his last 3 starts. We'll get into his last start. I loved it. Nestor's obviously been a revelation. Jordan Montgomery, you just mentioned. Jamo's been fantastic. And Severino, probably I'd probably rank him the 5th right now from like overall all the starts. But even so, you have to give him credit. You have to cut him some slack for having not pitched in 2 years, like started. So but you also seen very good flashes from him. And his ERA is like below 4 too. So we're really nitpicking there. Rotation's awesome. Like the Mets want to talk about their rotation and the Dodgers. What the Yankees have going is not talked about. They have 20 wins. They have the most wins in the American League. They're the first team to 20. They joined the Mets, who got over the National League, I think, the day before. But man, like the pitching is really just something. I don't remember feeling this good about 5 guys in the rotation.
Maybe ever.
Yeah, maybe ever.
I've said it many times this year, and I'll keep saying it. The only thing that worries me, and I think this weekend was actually a good example, is the off. Like I trust this pitching staff more than anything. I do. My concerns still are at the offense. I mean, they had timely hitting today and in game 1 yesterday, so it worked out, but still a pretty anemic offensive effort. 5 runs through the 3 games, right? Like that's the fact that they were able to score 5 runs in 3 games and win 2 of them is just an incredible testament to their pitching, but I need more consistency.
Yeah, 100%. Now I will say, having 3 full days off and then going straight into a 9-inning doubleheader, which none of these guys have played in 2 years or whatever, not easy in the slightest. Like that's just baseball. You're a creature of habit, routines and all that. And then you just are shut down for 3. It's tough to stay in a groove. So I'm not too worried about the offensive production these last few days in this series. I'm happy they snuck out the wins, obviously. I think the bats will get going again. There's a few concerns. Like Donaldson's really just it's not there. He's not there yet. I think he's got a good hitting streak going, but the hits, Rizzo's, I know Rizzo had the RBI double today. The OPS is still there, but if you just want to look at batting average, he's like 230. I just did not see that dip happen, but he's been in this, I think he's 2 for 30 or something. It might have happened since we put out the shirt. But no, series win is great. We got more to talk about here. I want to talk to you first about our friends over at Allbirds. I love Allbirds. I have now 3 pairs of Allbirds. I'm going to see if I can I'm going to bring them out real quick. Okay, so I got these high tops here. I got these here. These here. Look at these beautiful. So these are basically let me get my camera here. So I got the high tops. Wear these kind of if I know it's not going to be like the best possible weather in the world. Like, I can get these a little scuffy, a little dirty, but these are my high tops. If it's raining out, put some jeans on, no problem. I love these, but it has to be a perfect day like today to wear these. My little, I think these Blizzards is the color, but these are fantastic. I got to keep those clean. And these are my brand new ones. Got the blue with the white high. These are just all high quality shoes. They're fantastic. Allbirds is a footwear company. They create shoes that are made from natural materials that's better for you and the planet. They have the perfect everyday sneaker. And I mean that in the most truest way. They are the perfect everyday sneaker. You can wear them to work. You can wear them. I kind of like compare it to almost like cuts, like the clothing you can wear everywhere. Same with Allbirds shoes. Any environment you're going to, you're going to fit in perfectly. You wear those 3 shoes there, you can mix and match and work out perfectly for every type of occasion that you're going to. They're super lightweight, making them the perfect pair to take along on any adventure. Find your new favorite shoes for sunny days and upcoming travel at allbirds.com. That's allbirds.com, allbirds.com. Okay, let's get into this week's prick of the week. Chris Woodward. I hate this guy.
Might be my least favorite person on the planet right now.
Has to be. I can't think of anyone I hate more. He is the Texas Rangers manager. It is crazy, actually. He's still the manager. I thought for sure he'd be gone, especially because Chase Stingler over the Padres is gone. Remember, they got in a battle in 2020, I think it was, or 29, whatever it was. Tatis hit a 3-0 grand slam in a 7-run game, and he flipped his mind. He lost his mind because this guy had a fucking, God forbid, he grand slam in a 7-run game on a 3-0 pitch. Guys swinging away. He called out the unwritten rules of baseball, all this shit, crying. He eventually walked back his comments once he kind of realized, like, wow, I look like a giant pussy here. I should probably save face. Flash forward to this weekend, Sunday, game 1 of the doubleheader. Game 1 doubleheader. Wait, fuck. What was the moment? Why am I just blanking? Gleyber. Sorry. Gleyber hits there's too much going on right now. Gleyber hits the walk-off homer. What'd you say?
I said, yeah.
Yeah. Gleyber hits the walk-off homer, and it's a pretty good shot. I want to say it was ended up being like 360 feet or something. And there, the Yankees go nuts after the game. Woodward is talking to the media, and he says that it was an out in 99% of ballparks. It's a Little League stadium. Wah, wah, wah. Woe is me. Wah, wah, wah. And, it's not the Rangers' fault they lost. He put in the right pitcher, basically. Just complete bullshit. The Would It Dong Twitter account, which is a fantastic Twitter account if you don't follow it, says that Gleyber's shot would have been out in 26 of 30 ballparks, and including Texas. You couldn't look worse if you're like fucking Chris Woodward.
Oh, where is the lie? The lie is that he said that's not a home run in 99% of ballparks, and it's actually a home run in like 80% of ballparks. Like that's the lie. Who let Chris Woodward be a manager? What a born loser.
Do you know Woodward. He was a candidate for the job when Boone got hired?
Yeah, I remember like the name being thrown out there. What a born, like, you're Chris Woodward. Don't make fun of Yankee Stadium, Chris Woodward, calling it a Little League park. Like, it just, and we had this, I wrote like the blog a few weeks ago and we ranted about this, where it's like both fucking teams play on the field the whole game. The Rangers, they hit was it the next game, or so they hit
the next game? They hit one that would have been out in 2 parks.
Yeah, like, so did he afterwards? Did he say like, oh, I can't, I can't believe this is a Little League park? He is a loser, Chris Woodward, and to make an excuse like that is just pathetic.
I was expecting him to yell at the guy who hit the home run and stay at second. Be like, no, we can't accept these home runs. That's not a man's home run.
Yeah, that's what it like. Put your, back up what you're saying.
Such a pussy. I mean, he only hit 33 home runs in his shitty career. So, like, I'm sure he's jealous now that he couldn't take advantage of the short porch and right for, whatever. But yeah, I mean, both teams play. It's such a stupid argument. And then, I always bring up the ballpark factor thing with the analytics, and like Yankee Stadium is like middle of the pack. It's not a Little League stadium at all. Sorry, your team just sucks and can't hit home runs. I don't know, man. Semien's, by the way, he's had a rough start to his Rangers career there.
Marcus Semien, I know what the number, like, he's not like, I was reading something recently, or was it? It was like in the New York Post this weekend. It was about like how the Yankees considered different shortstops on the market this year. Yes. And it was like, oh, they really wanted Marcus Semien. I'm glad that they're not signing Marcus Semien. Marcus Semien to me is smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. I mean, like let's look, the 2020 season, he had a sub 700 OPS, obviously bad. 2019, where he was a top 3 MVP candidate, he was awesome. The years prior to that, he didn't hit over a 750 OPS. So he got paid basically off of 2 very good years, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6 pedestrian years. So you're not totally off base here. That same article did say that Carlos Correa was like, they asked for his medicals. They were they were very fond of his play, but basically like they didn't want the whole distraction. They mentioned the Jeter thing as well, the Jeter comments, which I thought Cashman would actually take to light since he didn't like Jeter. Not the case. But yeah, I mean, tough to really complain at the moment. I think I probably will complain like when I see Corey Seager take off, and that's the guy I wanted from the start. But we're not talking about that. The Yankees have 20 wins, fucking in first place, best record in the American League. There are no reasons to complain at the moment. Would love the offense to be a little better this weekend, but I think they'll come out of their own. Plus, they get big series against Toronto. They'll get going. They get the bats cooking again. Concern level for that minimum. I like the difference in the team this year so far. I want to talk to you about Gerrit Cole. Before that, let's talk about Roman. Baseball may be back, but it's not what you want to be thinking about while trying to last longer. But the folks at Roman, an online men's health company, they're changing the game of Roman swipes, the secret to longer lasting sex. Roman swipes are a clinically proven way to last longer in bed. They're effective, easy to use, and fast acting, and they do not require a prescription. Roman can ship swipes to you in discreet, unmarked packaging, and each swipes packet is small enough to hide in your wallet for whenever you need it. They're super easy to use. Just take the swipes out of the packet, swipe it on, let it dry, and you're good to go. That's it. Go to getroman.com/porch to get your first month of swipes to get $10 off when you choose a monthly plan. That's getroman.com/porch. Gerrit Cole. That start, I know, the Guardians, Royals, 2 shutout performances there. This was a little bit of a step up. I know TJ mentioned it on the previous pod or whatever, that like the original plan for this time was to be Gerrit Cole under the lights Friday night against the Texas Rangers, a formidable offense. Like, let's see what you got. Let's have you shove in front of a crowd here, sellout crowd Friday night. Weather's getting better. Well, it rained, and then it rained again, and then Gerrit Cole pitched on Sunday. And despite the start time being 1:35, not a normal 1 o'clock start here, he was awesome.
Surprised it being on Amazon Prime didn't affect him either.
Yeah, I would respect that if he just got shelled and was like, fucking Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I hate Amazon Prime. I knew people were watching on a delay and it was messing with me.
Yeah. Real quick, my one problem with Amazon Prime that Apple TV, I don't like because the announcers. Amazon Prime. So I was at home this weekend for Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to my mom out there, all mothers out there. You guys are great.
I'm familiar with that.
So I'm watching on my TV, my smart TV, whatever, and you can access Amazon Prime off that instead of me having to watch off a laptop. My one issue is in between half innings where I got a minute or two, there's the hockey game going on, there's a basketball game. I wanted to switch back and forth. Very difficult to do Amazon Prime to cable. It's not an easy switch, at least with my TV. My TV is weird, but I want to go back. I like to go back and forth. I like to hit the last channel button. Can't exactly do that when it's an Amazon Prime game. So, aside from it not being on bars, that's my issue. But Gerrit Cole, that's the best body language he's had all year. That is by far the best fastball he's had all year. I'm almost certain that Rangers broadcast was suspicious of his fastball, and I like that. I like when broadcasters and people are suspicious of Gerrit Cole cheating. I like that because that means they can't fathom that he can pitch well again, and I appreciate that jealousy because he's not cheating. If he was, they would catch him. They literally check the people's hands, and you just can't get away with it. You just can't. And his spin rate numbers were identical to what they had been all year. So.
Yeah, he's just never going to escape that. At least for this year, probably next year. I mean, I don't know, maybe 6 years from now or something, people forget about it. But it's just going to be a thing. But whatever, he's not cheating right now, and we're just going to enjoy great Gerrit Cole starts.
Yeah, his I was getting a little nerdy. I was on Baseball Savant checking out his previous starts. I think it's the most swings and misses he's had all year in that start, which is obviously a very good sign. In the previous start he had, I don't believe he generated one swing and miss on a slider or any breaking ball. And in this start, he generated 10. So 7 of his 10 swings on sliders were swings and misses. The fastball was very effective too. He threw it. He got way more swings on it than normal. People were chasing it, which is another good sign because I feel like kind of when he wasn't right, people would lay off the fastball. They would just be like, oh, it's outside the zone. I see this clearly. No dice. No, I'm not going to swing here. There were 33 total swings on his fastball, 14 whiffs, 42% whiff rate. That's excellent. That's higher than it has been in a few starts. The 7 of the 10, if you look like his movement on his slider, it's not Astros Cole, but it's way better than we've seen in a little bit. There was some legitimate whip to that slider. And that's a very, very good sign. The 44% swings and misses in general, 26 of his 59 swings were whiffs. Very good sign. When he's getting those whiffs, that means he's right. So I was very encouraged. I also liked that Boone sent him back out there. I know that was a little bit of a debate. I really don't think there's much debate. Gerrit Cole was cooking. Yeah, he was a little over 100 pitches, but I'm not like a big guy on pitch count. If you're feeling good, like go for it. Unless you're at like 140 or whatever. Gerrit Cole told Boone, I'm staying out there, no problem. That's your ace. He gets the big bucks to pitch that extra inning. It didn't work out. He hung a pitch. Calhoun hit it down the line. Is what it is. I still like the move. People would be like, "Oh, you're just going to criticize Boone." I'm like, no, I think that was the right move. I like the move to send him back out there.
I agree. I think that it's like an alpha move too. I like seeing more of that from Gerrit Cole. I don't want to see Billy Crystal excuses. I like seeing, give me the damn ball. I can't come out of this game. We saw it in the Houston start last year. That's how I want my ace to act. I mean, he gives up the home run, so it's like, but hindsight's 2020. I think in the moment it is the right move, and it's he gives us a home run, Aaron Boone's going to get shit, but I don't think he deserves it. I think that when Gerrit Cole's just scary. If I was Aaron Boone, I might have been like, oh shit, I better let this guy.
He didn't get down all the steps before he was like, fuck you. I'm not coming out of it.
Yeah, that. I think when you do that, this is our guy, $330 million. We'll let him fucking pitch.
Yeah. So overall, the ERA right now is 2.67. All things considered, I mean, that's pretty good. There's nothing wrong if that stays the way it is all year. We happily take a 2.67. So, we needed this as just for sanity. It's nice to see him bounce back like this. What will his next start be? Is that the White Sox this weekend in Chicago? I think it is. So that's another test. And, they haven't had the best of starts, but that's still a formidable offense there. And they're, fucking Tim Anderson shit. I want to say it's the White Sox. So he'll pitch Friday night against Keuchel, who's been terrible, except for against the Red Sox. I don't think he had been running against the Sox because they actually are the worst team. Oh my God, they are bad. We get into them, but yeah, overall, big sigh of relief to see Cole like that. I do want to dial it back real quick to Nestor. Boone, and I've been very favorable of Boone, and people were giving me shit for the Judge shirt that we put out. That was obviously Boone's line. They were like, "Oh, you're such a." I ended up blocking this guy because he just kept going, just crossing the line. But I don't block many people. But it was something like, he's like, "You're such a hypocrite. Fuck you. You wanted Boone gone." I'm like, "Yeah, I wanted Boone gone. But you know what? He's managed way better this season, so I'm in favor of him." That's how being a fan works. When you're not doing well, you get on them. When they're doing well, you support them. Sorry. That's just how it is. He's been managing way better this year. He's been saying the right things. He's been acting better. I'm a fan of what he's done so far. Could that change in the next fucking 40 games? Sure. But right now, I really like what Aaron Boone's done. I'll say it.
Two things. One, totally agree with everything you said. I'm obviously the biggest proponent of you can criticize a player or coach, manager, still support them.
You may have started that. Yeah.
What?
You may have started that whole.
Yeah. Aaron Boone, I think has made changes this year where he's 2021 or whatever previous Aaron Boone takes Gerrit Cole out. He's had better feel for the moment, better with the bullpen. He's letting his guys go. I feel like he's managing a little more with his gut, less by the book. And two, this is an Aaron Judge shirt, not an Aaron Boone shirt. This, this is about Aaron Judge. I mean, Boone gave us the great quote. It ties in, but you're buying the shirt for Aaron Judge,
right? One thing I will say, but he's been good with taking people out at the right time, except Jordan Montgomery. I feel like he hasn't. He's pulled Monty. He pulled Monty on Sunday with 70 something pitches with one man on or something like that. I don't know. I feel like he's been a little short with Monty, but overall, very tough to complain again. And mostly I do agree. But Boone said after the game today, and we had this situation going with Kershaw. Now, a little different because this is May compared to early April, all that. But Boone said he was letting Nestor go. And I totally I love that. Nestor's pitch count was up there. But it does seem like if Nestor had it through 8, he was going back out there.
You want to see something crazy?
Yeah.
On Twitter right now, the top 2 trends. Number 1, Shaq. Number 2, Nestor. That's awesome.
Why is Shaq trending?
I don't know. Rudy fires back at Shaq for our comments or something.
Oh, probably TNT post game show or whatever. They're always making news. But yeah, good. That's awesome. But yeah, I really was a fan of. Now, granted, he can say that right now because it didn't get to that, and he can kind of just essentially lie and get away with it because no one's going to know. But it does seem like he was going to stay out there, which is good as long as he wasn't like walking a ton of people. It's so tough in that spot too because it's a 0-0 game at the time, and you got to win the game. You can't lose a series to the Rangers. You know, that's the shitty team you need to beat at home. So, but if that was truly his mindset, good on him. Because a guy like Nestor, now granted he's done. You all right?
All of a sudden I couldn't hear you for a second. My laptop connected to my headphones randomly. They're at my desk about 100 feet away from me. How did they just randomly to my headphones? Doesn't make any sense.
Someone's sabotaging you. No, what I'm just saying is I'm a guy like Nestor. Granted, I think he's now had 2 starts into the 6th inning, or 5th or 6th inning, where he's been either perfect or a no hitter or something. This year, you just don't know how many times a guy is going to have a no hitter through 8, through 9, through 7, through 8. So give it to him. Let him go out there. He looked good out there. He looked strong. Gives up the hit, is what it is. Pulled him, worked out, no problem. But I do like the concept of leaving him in there. That was correct. We got more to talk about here. We got Pinstripes coming out. A little bit more before that, though. But we're going to talk to you about our friends over at Felix Gray. 5 years ago, Felix Gray set out to create eyewear that would improve daily screen time. Since then, Felix Gray has been on a mission to create a better relationship with technology. And Felix Gray lenses filter 15 times more blue light that can make screen time more tough on the eyes and disruptive to sleep. Blue light can ruin you. Just straight up, just throw you through a whole ringer of problems. We don't need that. There's too many issues going on in the world, in our lives. We got to filter out blue light. Make sure it's not a problem. Felix Gray is here for you. They got non-prescription and prescription glasses available. Check them out. FelixGrayGlasses.com/porch. That's Felix Gray, FelixGray glasses.com/porch. Free shipping, free returns, free exchanges. FelixGrayGlasses.com/porch. Why did Aaron Hicks lead off both games in the doubleheader?
I don't know. I was saying this yesterday. To me, DJ, Judge, Rizzo should be 1, 2, 3. We talked about it. It's a lethal 1, 2, 3. And the Yankees have more. The only reason to me that he let off is they wanted DJ in the 5-hole. To me, it's almost more of like a DJ thing than a Hicks thing. But I think the Yankees have more other possible 5 hitters than 1 hitters, than leadoff hitters.
I think if Donaldson started hitting better, it would make it much more of a no-brainer to have DJ Moore lead off. For that says he's your perfect 5 hitter. I feel like he's him or Gal. You want those, but they're not hitting at the moment. So, I hate, and this is always the reply you get, is they show you Aaron Hicks's batting average and OPS and all that with nobody on base, where he's a 360 hitter or something like that. And they show you with men on base, where he's a 010 hitter. And they're like, oh, look, he leads off. Well, guess what? When you're the leadoff hitter, you're only guaranteed to lead off with nobody on base 1 fucking time all game. After that, you have no idea who's going to be on base.
Right.
All you do by leading him off is guarantee Aaron Hicks will have more at-bats than everyone else on the team. He will be advantageous. He will have the most chances to bat the most in the entire game of the whole lineup. That's just how the lineup works. So you want that guy hitting the most? That's not what I want. I want Aaron Hicks hitting 9th. He should be the last hitter, because you know what? He's not like, and I know catcher, we're not getting any offensive production out of catcher. I'm fine with that. I'm good punting on catcher offense because of how good they've been at pitch framing, defense, managing this whole rotation, the bullpen. No problem with that. I think Trevino and Higgy are doing a fine job. Would I like them to hit a little bit more? Absolutely. But rather than have him or Falefa hit 9th, why not have Hicks? Because if Hicks is going to walk, that means DJ comes up with men on base. And then that means Judge comes up with men on base. It seems too easy.
The more plate appearances for DJ LeMahieu, the better. That's like the number one thing. And it's not like the Yankees' bottom of the lineup is atrocious. Like IKF's been, you know what I actually was thinking? What about IKF as a leadoff hitter?
Doesn't walk a ton. Like I know DJ doesn't either, but
contact.
I'm fine with IKF hitting where he is. I don't need him going up there. DJ should be the leadoff hitter. He just should be. DJ should be the leadoff hitter. It went all 2019 with him as the leadoff hitter, and they won 1 million games. So like, why not? Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Hicks needs to just stop making it happen. And I understand. Like there is a little of a counter argument where I say, when Hicks was hot, I was like, well, we know what his career long averages are. Batting averages like 230, OBP's 320. And I was like, oh, he'll regress the mean. And he is. Like his average is like 250 right now. The OBP is still high. That will come down because it's just his career average is not anywhere close to that. And on the flip side of that, yes, he has to hit better runners in scoring position moving forward because it's almost impossible to be worse moving forward. So I think he's 2 for 19 or something. His at-bats, though, if you watch them with men on base in big spots, are just horrible. Like, they're just not anywhere. Like, he tries to do way too much in those spots, whereas, like, with nobody on base, he kind of just relaxes up there and doesn't have to, try and hit a home run. He swings out of his shoes. If you throw him anything off speed with 2 strikes with men on base, I feel like he just swings over the top of it every time. Yeah, I don't get it. Maybe Gleyber has to talk to him more about, like, hey, when it's a big moment, like, do what I do in my brain instead of yours.
Gleyber is just the most clutch human being in the world.
It's something.
It's absurd. No matter how bad he's struggling, like, I will trust him in a big spot more than maybe anyone. DJ is up there too.
No,
anyone on the team.
The top 3 I trust more than him. DJ, Judge, Rizzo.
Yeah, but just something about Gleyber, like, he's just a walk-off machine. If I need
there is magic behind his bat when he comes up in that type of spot.
Yes, exactly.
Does he? I think most walk-offs in baseball in the last like 2 years or 3 years or something. It's crazy.
Yeah, 7 since the start of 2018 is the most in baseball.
That's insane. Good for him.
Also, because it's not like he's been like, he was good for a couple of those years, but other than that, it's not like he's been like an amazing player.
Yeah. The numbers aren't where you want, but he continues to just hit the shit out of the ball. He had a few yesterday up the middle that kind of just hit right at the guy. The shift and shit got robbed by the shift, but he's hitting the baseball, and it's a very, very good sign. I continue to say, said last pod, you saw it this weekend. I like where Gleyber's at right now. The numbers aren't there. They'll get back up where they need. He's not going to be juice balls Gleyber, but he's not going to be last year Gleyber. Like, I think there's a noticeable difference we're seeing from this guy right now than we did the last few years. So.
If I was doing my Tommy war, my war just based on what I feel, Gleyber he'd be in the positive. Gleyber's been a winning baseball player for the Yankees this year.
Yeah. Definitely. He's quite literally won them 2 baseball games.
Yeah, that especially.
Yeah. What else did I have here? Oh, one quick thing. King gave up runs. That was kind of weird. Didn't like it. Now, I will say there might be something to that. Boone had him warming up in game 1 and then sat him down and then brought him in for game 2. But because there was like a big gap, it's not uncommon for a reliever to warm up multiple times in a game, but warm up and then sit for like 2 hours. And then that's a little different. He's mortal, but overall still no issues with him deploying him moving forward. If anything, maybe he'll throw off other teams, because they'll think like, oh wait, we can hit him. And then he'll just be his normal self again and just be a cyborg. What's his ERA now on the year? I hope it's not too high.
Yeah. I was thinking
still 1.42. That's still pretty.
Oh, that's nothing.
It's literally nothing.
That's Nestor territory.
Yeah. So let's look at that real quick. I want to see all their ERAs, and it's just going to make.
That's going to be like porn.
It's going to make me very happy. And there are obviously other stats to look at, but ERA is nice to look at. Okay, let's see here. No, okay, wait, fuck. Fucked up. What am I doing? MLB Yankees stats. I went to sort by ERA and then it just gave me everyone's only people were qualified. So it shrunk to 3 people. Okay. Nestor is 141. This isn't sorted, so it might be jumbled around here. Clay Holmes is 061. That's orgasmic. In 14 2/3 too. God. I feel like too many people have talked about King that they just sleep on Holmes.
Yeah.
He does nothing wrong. Michael King 142. Gerrit Cole 267. Jordan Montgomery 29. Tyone 284. Chapman 0. No one is talking about a role as Chapman. No one. He's literally not getting up a run.
Yeah, it's been slept on, I think, because it hasn't felt like he's been as dominant. Whereas remember last year, it was last year, right? Didn't he start off where it's like he's basically striking out every batter, basically?
Yeah,
where
he's not exactly doing. He's at 11 Ks through 10 and 1/3, so it's not like
right, which is still obviously good, better than a K per inning. But it's something like something along the lines of. Oh, I lost my train of thought for a second. What was I going to
You're
say?
saying he hasn't looked.
Oh yeah, that, and also he's like, I feel like there's been a few scares, right? Has there this? I honestly don't even know if there has. Well, when he came out for Michael King.
Yeah, and there was one other, but so that's 2 of his 12 appearances. Pretty good.
It's for the most part been very good.
7 saves, 7 opportunities, 12 games appeared, just 4 hits in those 10 1/3. That's really good. And 7 walks. He's going to walk a few guys. Sometimes he'll come in. 3 of those happen in one game. But I mean, yeah, no one is really talking about Chapman, but that's.
I think we're just seeing the other guys pitch so much more. Or if you go by the innings, I bet like he's pretty low down. Holmes, King definitely must have more, right?
Yep. Clark 108 ERA, Miguel Castro 1.8, Chad Green 3.48, despite how angry we've gotten with him. Litke's 4.15. I wish that was lower. Sevy's 3.75. Yeah, I mean, the only guy who's and Wandy Peralta is a guy we don't talk about either. A 1.8 in 10 innings. We talk about him, but like he doesn't get the shine.
Yeah, no, Wandy Peralta. I mean, that's Marty's guy. Like he's just been solid. He's just been like he's not dominant. Like he's not going to have the Clay Holmes or the Michael King or Michael King where he just strikes out basically every single batter he faces or like an immaculate inning or anything. But he doesn't implode, which is really what you want in a reliever.
All things considered, it was sad to see Talkman go, but man, what a trade that was, right?
What does Talkman do? Oh, he's playing in Korea, we said, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's before. Oh, also Ron Manaccio 11.25. So that's your guy.
Well, he'll always have that pinstripe.
Let's see what Talkman's numbers are in Korea right now. 32 games. He's at 307 batting average, 353 OBP, 409 slugging. It's a sub 800 OPS. He's got only the 1 homer. So he's kind of seems like he's been in a slump. I feel like the last time we checked, it was like an insane number. So, they won that trade. Cashman's good. Dude, Cashman is really good. We give him shit. But when he goes what?
He's earning back those pinstripes.
He's so fucking good at finding relievers out of nowhere. He's so good at it. You saw with Clay Holmes. We saw with Wandy. Shrek list other guys that have just escaped my brain. But, I mean, Michael King. I mean, I guess the plan was originally to be a starter there, but these guys they're just coming out of nowhere and they're awesome. You can just that's why at the end of the year, you're going to see Green, Britton, and Chapman probably leave, and they won't miss a beat because he'll just find other guys. Now, I wish he was better at the way he finds relievers in other spots, but he's not exactly like him finding starting pitching. Granted, the starting pitcher right now is great, but in years past, when he goes out to get a starting pitcher, it hasn't exactly worked. So like James Paxton, Sonny Gray, Corey Kluber, just to name a few. Okay, Pinstripes time. Before we talk about pinstripes, we want to talk about our friends over at Manscaped. Manscaped has just relaunched the Ultra Smooth Package. This specialized groin shaving kit is here to help you buff, protect, and shave your most sensitive areas. It's time to crop that bush of yours and get right to the roots with a discount just for you from Manscaped. Get 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com with the code PORCH. The Ultra Smooth Package is a specialized 3-step groin shaving kit to help you buff, protect, and smooth your sensitive areas. The package includes the crop exfoliator, which gently scrubs for the area, the crop gel, clear lubricating shave gel, the crop shaver, the shaver made specifically to shave the groin, 6 replaceable braids, and a travel case. It's time to get up close and personal with the best tools for the job. The Ultra Smooth Package from Manscaped. Do it. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code PORCH at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code PORCH at manscaped.com. Smooth out your fellows with the relaunched Ultra Smooth Package from the fellows at Manscaped. Your balls will thank you. Okay. Pinstripes time. I'm going to have you start giving out. I'm going to start with taking away.
You start giving out.
No, I want to take away first.
You could do both first.
Okay, that's fine. Had him written down here. Okay, number 1, first guy on the list has to be Nestor Cortes Jr. After today, how could it not be? Now, this is the extended week, so this obviously includes the Blue Jays series as well, the home series.
Which feels like so long ago.
So long ago. In baseball, yeah. I am absolutely I'm going to give him 2. I feel like I may have not. This may be retroactive. I just feel like I haven't given him enough. So
I gave him 3, and you guys jumped down my throats a few weeks ago. So I
also gave Ron Marinaccio 1. So
I'm sticking to giving Nestor 1. I don't have to wait. I'm giving Nestor 1 as well. I'd give him 2, but I already gave him 3. He's gonna have like 100 pinstripes by the time the season's over.
Yeah, he's gonna exceed the 28.
Yeah.
I am going to give Aaron Boone a pinstripe for the way he has managed this year. And I'm obviously the way he defended Judge. He got on the umps again today. I think he's basically just going to scream at every ump who calls a low strike on him this year. And I appreciate that because almost every umpire does that. So he's just going to be like, he's going to yell until the robots come, basically. So Aaron,
I had him on my list as well, Noah. Please note that. Same reasons. A good Boone ejection with the 6'7". That's a guaranteed pinstripe.
Go buy the shirt in the store. 6'7" shirts are out right now. We've sold a pretty good amount so far, along with the Anthony Rizzo ones. Go check those out. Store.barstoolsports.com. I think the link is also in our bio on the Short Porch Instagram, and I've tweeted it. And the tweet actually for the Judge shirt is pinned to my Twitter. Triggs absolutely just crushed those shirts.
He's a god.
He's doing it so quickly this year too. I'm gonna give Triggs a pinstripe.
All right, good. Give Triggs a pinstripe.
I'm giving Triggs Triggs has been awesome. I love Triggs, and he gets love, but I don't think he gets enough love from everybody. Triggs gets a pinstripe. He's been excellent this year. I don't think he'll like that because he's a Red Sox fan they're very bad. They're actually in last place, I think by a full game. The Orioles won again today. Let's see. What are they? The Red Sox are 10-19, 10.5 back of first. The Orioles are 12-17.
The Red Sox suck.
Dude.
Red Sox are just a bad baseball team.
They are. It's so much fun to watch a guy like Lou Merloni, who always gets on the Yankees when they suck. It's him to just see his world championship caliber roster that completely overperformed. It's so funny too. The mirror of I know we had a tough offensive series, whatever, get past it. What the Yankees were last year, where everyone just underperformed, is exactly what's happening with Boston right now. And it's very fun to watch. Trevor Story is an abomination. He is not making friends in Boston. I will tell you that much. They are booing that man every time he comes up. They can't hit for shit. Their bullpen is not as good as it started out to be. And the rotation isn't good too. And I think Chris Sale just had another setback. You won't see him until July. So really fun times. I actually wouldn't be shocked if they traded JD Martinez at the deadline.
They might have to be sellers.
They might.
What about Rafael Devers and Bogarts?
Well, I don't know if you've seen this, Thomas, but they're not paying. Red Sox fans love to get on the Yankees when the Judge contract talks flailed.
Right.
They're more than $100 million off of both Bogarts and Devers.
They're two, like that's two. Like that, the Yankees are struggling with one person. Like they're two cornerstone like people. At least one is going to walk at this point.
People love to praise Heim. I think he did a pretty good job last year. But Sox fans might start to hate that guy when they find out he doesn't want to pay all these people.
Especially when you consider they were bad in 2020, right? They didn't even make the playoffs with eight teams, I don't believe, right? That was his first year. He traded away Mookie, although you can't blame him for that because that was just a directive, and he did get Verdugo back, but maybe could have got more back. I mean, I think they did, but I don't know if has anyone else made an impact. And then this year,
Jeter Dowd is still in the minors for them. They could have gotten Gratterall, the guy who throws 102 for the fucking Dodgers.
Wasn't there a problem with his physical or something?
Yeah, but like he's just been fun. So,
so two out of the 3 years, if he's just bad, maybe last year was a little bit lightning in the bottle, a little fluke.
Also, it's nice to see Kike Hernandez come completely back down to earth after hitting a home run every at bat in the postseason. I think he's hitting like 150. So, and his OPS is lower than like,
I
think Hicks or something like that. Hicks's OPS is still fine, but it's bad. Fun times. That being said, I still need Gerrit Cole to go to Boston and shove for me to fully be back on the Gerrit Cole train. I need to see it happen. Has to happen.
I need great playoff starts. That's what that will get.
But the first step is I got to see him in Yankee uniform pitch great.
I mean, to be honest, like starts in Boston might not be that big. Like if the Red Sox are this bad,
fine, but you're still hostile. And even if they're bad, they're going to try and play spoiler. So you still got a good lineup there. But yeah, you know what makes you wonder if they're not going to pay those guys and things really are going south. Does Heim look for value in trading those guys? It would be a real shame.
That'd be a shame.
And they talked so high about this Bobby Dalbec guy, and he can't even catch the fucking ball first. So losers. I'm so happy they didn't pay Schwarber. Okay. Did you have any else you're adding? I think that was really it.
I'm giving Gleyber one for the walk-off.
Oh, fuck. Give me one for Gleyber.
A walk-off is a pretty
you get one for a walk-off.
Pretty much a guarantee for me. You get a walk-off, that's a pinstripe moment. He's getting one. Oh, and I had another one. I'm giving one, and you're gonna hate this. We went to Marwin Gonzalez. I liked that rundown. I liked his swing. There's just something about it. It's tough to give it to him because of the Astro scandal, but I've liked his versatility. I think he's been good in the field. There's just something about Marwin Gonzalez I like. I'm a sucker for a good utility player. And Marwin Gonzalez has been like the ultimate utility player. He's had some moments, so I'm going Marwin. I
am not going to give this man a pinstripe, but I'm close, and I would have been shit on probably if I did. But I'm really starting to like Cameron Maybin. I think he's kind of coming to his own, and it might actually just have to be because I thought Beltran was so bad, and you just hear what Maybin on his second sit getting more comfortable. But I liked how Maybin shit on Woodward. And, I thought he had a very good series in the booth for the Texas series. So I'm starting to like him, which is not like, I didn't love his original Baltimore series, but this was much better. So you're not there yet, but I do like what I'm hearing. Taking away pinstripes. I'm going to take 26 pinstripes away from Chris Woodward for every stadium that Gleyber's ball would have been out of.
I actually had him down for, let's see, minus 100,000 pinstripes. I just wrote down a 1 with a bunch of zeros. I didn't know what the number was going to end up being. So Chris Woodward lost 100,000 pinstripes. And unlike Brian Cashman, I don't see those coming back. Chris Woodward is the biggest loser on the planet.
Dude, I have this guy, and I think he's a nice guy. I think his name's Walker Bailey. I think he's like a Ranger. He might be a writer. I don't know, but he was kind of defending Woodward and like, oh, look, I promise you he'll walk it back. I'm like, it doesn't matter if he walks it back. He's a fucking pussy. If you said it then, you believe it. Like, he's just going to walk it back so he avoids further backlash. But he believes what he said, and he was so wrong. Also, I love, on top of the pinstripe I gave Boone, I should have said this, Boone's response to that. Oh, wait, did I talk about that already? No. Boone's response when he heard what Woodward said in between games was like, his math is wrong. He goes, if it's 99%, it's only 30 ballparks. So that's just wrong off the bat. Just dunking on him.
I also would like to give a pinstripe to the short porch in right field. I think that it's helped the Yankees out a lot. I think too many people are shitting on it. Chris Woodward, all these losers, Little League ballpark. So I will give it to the short porch. And I guess it could go to our podcast too, but it goes to the short porch.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm going to take 3 pinstripes away from rain. I hate rainouts. It rained way too much this weekend, especially for Mother's Day. Like, what the fuck is that about? Way too much rain. Rain makes me sad. Rain also makes my poor mother, like, she gets achy and stuff when it rains, so I don't appreciate that. So yeah, rain just sucks. So for all the games that were taken, that, you know, they postponed 3 games, 3 pinstripes away from rain. And I think I might be like, I think I've already taken a pinstripe away from weather. So this is now up to 4. I could be wrong.
A lot of pinstripe to hail.
Oh, I gave one to hail. Okay, so we're going to keep hail, and we're going to take 3 away from rain. That's fine. Tommy?
Sorry, say that again.
You're right?
Yeah. I'll tell you.
Are you taking anything away?
Just Woodward. Woodward was the only one I was taking them away from.
Okay, just Woodward. I thought about Aaron Hicks, but you know what? We're first at 20 wins. I'm not gonna do it. Thought about it, not gonna do it. So, because I think that would put him back to -2, and I don't think that's entirely fair. No. He shouldn't be leading off. He's not making the lineup. He just be the 9 here. So, could do the lineup computer thing, but not gonna do that. So, yeah, 26 away from pussy ass Woodward and 3 against Rain.
You know what? I'll give Cashman another pinstripe back. Just slowly earning them back.
Way to go. Big. Okay, so
wait, before we stop, I forgot one more thing. I'm holding you to something because you said in a tweet you were going to take a pinstripe away from yourself, actually, because you forgot about Anthony Rizzo's 3 home run game.
It's fair. I forgot about Rizzo's 3 home run game week before. Good job, Noah. So I will be deducting 1 for myself.
-1 for Hubs.
Yep. Everyone thought I'd be the one to get a deduction in pinstripes this week. So I got to hold myself accountable. Okay. Good job, Noah. We've got the Blue Jays coming up here. It's a 2-game series. Severino against Kikuchi on Tuesday. And then we got a day game, 12:35 home start. How about that? 12:35 home? You never see that. J-Mo against Berrios. So those are 2 tough matchups. When's the last time they've had a 12:35 home? I feel like that's usually a road time. Very caught off by that. And then you got 4 in Chicago, the White Sox. So they don't have a starter named for Thursday. They think it's going to – are you okay?
Well, yeah, no, Robbie was just trying to come in here. I just had to take him away.
Okay. They don't have a starter name for Thursday because of how many games in a row they have to play and shit. So they believe it's going to be a call-up.
I'd love to see Clark get the chance.
You would think it's Clark, right? If it's not Clark, it might be Ken Waldachek, which would be a lot of fun too. I don't know if you've been following what that fucking guy's been doing.
I mean, for us, obviously, we like him. It's Clark.
Can I tell you what Ken's numbers are in Double-A though?
Yeah, Double-A?
He's in Double-A.
Okay, let me hear him.
3-0 in 5 starts, in 23 2/3 innings with a 1.14 ERA, 40 strikeouts in 23 2/3 innings. I mean, he's the Yankees' #1 pitching prospect now that Clark's here. Like he's a big deal, but big guy too, 6'4", former 5th round pick in 2019. So he's in the running. I've at least heard his name hinted. But it makes sense. And I think because Clark pitched on Saturday in the minors. So it would make sense for it to be Clark. So I hope it's Clark. Please be. I want to see Clark have a real full start here. That would be nice for me. Not asking too much. Who's not fucking this guy over? I feel like it's got to be Clark. Come on. So let's hope it's Clark. That's the show. We'll see you back here next time. We'll do it after.
Wednesday is a day game, so we can just do it after that.
Yeah, like Wednesday night, maybe Wednesday, Thursday. You'll hear from us, but it'll be after the Blue Jay series, and we'll preview. Maybe we'll have White Sox Dave come on. You know what? We'll have White Sox Dave come on if he's available.
Yeah,
for the White Sox series. He's never made it on the show, so that'll be fun. But until then, stay safe out there. Enjoy the warm weather. It's very nice weather in New York City. If you're a New York City resident, you're gonna enjoy it. Yeah, we'll see you then. Later.